Good day class, here I am once again to present another video lesson for the third quarter using informative writing techniques. Listen carefully so that you can do the activities in the evaluation part later on. For our most essential competency, we have using a variety of informative and argumentative writing techniques. And for our objectives for today, we have define writing techniques in informative writing, familiarize yourselves with the structure and features of informative essay, use variety of informative writing techniques, and compose a 3-paragraph informative essay. So let us start our discussion with the definition of a writing technique. So what is a writing technique, class? We have it is the style an author uses to convey his or her message in a manner that is effective and meaningful to the audience. A certain writer can use different techniques in writing that depends on what message she or he wants to tell the readers. After defining what is a writing technique, let us also define what is an informative essay. An informative essay explains a certain issue or a topic, provides information in a straightforward manner. Take note that informative is sometimes called explanatory or expository writing. It is meant to inform others using credible sources as evidence, facts, statistics, and research. It usually answers the 5 W's: who, where, when, what, and why. Sometimes they also answer how to accomplish something. When choosing a topic for informative writing, it should not be too broad or too narrow. For example, you will not choose special education per se because it has a big scope. Rather, you can be specific and select hearing impairment as your topic. On the other hand, a topic is too narrow when there is a limited or no credible sources of evidence that can support your writing. The writer is like a reporter at a newspaper. He or she is only there to state facts, not to offer any sort of opinion. Since argumentative text was already discussed in the previous module, let us compare informative text to further understand it. Argumentative text and informative text have the same parts. We have introduction, body, and conclusion. So let us make a comparison between the introduction of an argumentative text and informative text. What is to be presented in the introduction for argumentative text? Let's find out. So in the argumentative essay or text, your stand on the issue is presented in the introduction. In the informative text, you only present the topic. Remember that it is in the introduction that the writer grabs the attention of the readers. It is where the thesis statement is found. In an argumentative text, you present your stand on the issue. For the informative text, you present the topic or what you want to tell or elaborate to them. Remember that the readers need to know what is your topic or what you want to elaborate. You should not argue. You are only writing to inform in the informative essay or text. Thesis statement was mentioned a while ago in the previous slide. So what is a thesis statement? The thesis statement is deemed as the most essential part of informative writing. That is why it is known as the roadmap of an informative text because the whole essay is built around it. Aside from stating the thesis statement in the introduction, writers will also introduce the main idea, provide definition for difficult words or concepts, and give a short description on what will be discussed. So again, thesis statement is presented in the introductory part. Take note the roadmap of the essay. Another part of an essay or text is the body. This time, let us make a comparison between the body of an argumentative text and an informative text. In the argumentative essay, the body has counterclaim plus rebuttal. In the informative essay or text, has no counterclaim and rebuttal. In this part, the thesis statement is fully explained. Evidence such as facts, statistics, statements from experts, and other supporting details are found in this section. Thus, citation is required. The evidence presented will be the basis if the information is reliable, accurate, and unbiased. Another part of a text is the conclusion. In the argumentative and informative text, they both have the same content in the conclusion. And these are summary of the ideas presented in the body, restatement of the thesis statement or topic, a statement that will encourage the readers to learn more about the topic, and call to action or quotation. The conclusion summarizes the main points of the informative writing. Reiteration of the thesis statement is done in this part. No new evidence must be presented. When readers reach the conclusion, they should be left with desire to read more about the topic. Is it clear, class? Very good. Aside from the structure, there are features and techniques of informative writing that needs to be considered. One is the tone. What is a tone? When we say tone, this is the attitude of the author should always be formal, objective, and neutral. Next, informative writing is a fact-based. Biased information is a big no. The writer's opinions and beliefs do not have a place in informative writing. Next, always be specific. Provide crystal clear answers to the 5 W's and 1 each of the topic you are writing about. Do not forget to use transitional words for organized and smooth flow of ideas. In doing so, readers can get a better understanding of the information they just read. In short, class, employ language that is clear, formal, and unbiased. You can present your topic through the following techniques. These are description, comparison and contrast, problem and solution, cause and effect, sequence. For description, you just explain the topic in detail. Example, your topic is about education in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. So you will just describe what is happening to education during pandemic. Next, you have comparison and contrast. Here you're going to describe similarities or differences between two objects. Example again, your topic is about the lifestyle before and during COVID-19 pandemic. Here you just give the similarities and differences of lifestyle before and during pandemic. For problem and solution, present a problem and propose a possible solution. Say for example, your topic is how to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So what you will do, in the introduction, introduce the problem, and in the body, you give the solution on how to solve the problem. Okay, next, for the cause and effect, explain and analyze why something happened or how something occurred. Example, global effects of COVID-19 pandemic. So what you're going to do here, in the introduction, give a little background of COVID-19 or the problem. In the body, enumerate the global effect of it, the economy, travel restriction, and effect to education, etc. One effect plus supporting details is equivalent to one paragraph essay. For sequence, explain or describe a series of events or a process in some sort of order. Your topic, say for example, is proper hand washing technique. So what you will do, just explain the process in step-by-step details. Understood? Very good. Lastly, arrange the information from the most relevant to the list. The inverted pyramid used by journalists is a good way to write and organize informative writing. As aforementioned, news articles are an example of informative writing. So here is the inverted pyramid. This is how you're going to organize your topic. At the upper part, you give the main points of the article, the 5 W's plus the who, the lead paragraph, which contains who, what, where, when, why, and how. At the middle, you give the additional essential information or the more important information about the topic. And in the lower part, less essential details. Less essential details that may be cropped by the editor without losing meaning. So here's a sample of a short informative essay using description. The title is Traveling. So let's find out what is there in the introduction. People travel for so many reasons. Some travel for business, some for pleasure, and some for educational purposes. We travel to places by car, by train, by boat, by air, and even by foot. In this example, the writer gives some background information about traveling. In the introduction, the writer states some reasons. She also gives the purpose and some means of traveling. Here is the body. Paragraph 1. In earlier days, people traveled on foot or on horseback. Animal-drawn carts were also used for going to places. Today, traveling has become much easier. We can go to any place in a short time and without any difficulty. In the body, the writer includes a little history about the topic. This is her system in presenting the topic or in giving description about the topic. Okay, let's jump to paragraph 2. This is the paragraph 2. There are many advantages of traveling. Traveling helps us to know more about the things which we did not know. It is a wonderful experience to visit places of interest and natural beauty. Travel broadens our minds and takes away the monotony of everyday life. That is why travel is a very much part of our education. When we travel, we get to learn about the places that we visit. We also know about the people and other cultures and traditions. Visiting historical places help us to learn about history. Obviously, in this paragraph, the writer describes the advantages of traveling, which was enumerated with supporting details. Can you follow, class? Nice one. Now, class, let us have the conclusion. In earlier days, people traveled on foot or on horseback. Animal-drawn carts were also used for going to places. Today, traveling has become much easier. We can go to any place in a short time and without any difficulty. In the conclusion, the writer somehow encouraged the readers to aspire to travel more, but she ended the conclusion with a bite of reality that traveling is costly. So for some, traveling is only a dream. This is her style of composing the conclusion. Remember that there is no standard style in writing the conclusion and even the body and the introduction. Still, it is the writer's style which is to be followed. Here is another informative essay using cause and effect. Why are cities becoming overcrowded? Introduction. It is a well-known fact that the world's cities are getting more and more crowded. Cities such as Tokyo, Mumbai, and Shanghai are now considered megacities because of their enormous size and huge population. There are two main reasons why these and other cities are becoming too crowded. The reasons are economic and socio-cultural. So the writer here introduces the causes why cities are becoming overcrowded, and these are the causes. In the body, for paragraph 1, here it is. One of the primary causes of cities becoming so crowded is economic. As a country develops, its cities become the engines of development. Thus, jobs are available in these areas. People move to these cities because they can find employment and establish economic security for themselves and their families. As a result, the population of a city increases. In paragraph 1, the writer elaborates the causes and effect why cities become so overcrowded. In paragraph 2 of the body, the writer already uses description. That's final. Another factor in the huge increase in urban population is the sociocultural factor. Thousands of people migrate to the cities not only for jobs but also for educational and personal reasons. Better schools and universities are always located in big cities and attracts thousands of students every year. These students stay on and work in the city after they graduate. Moreover, young people move to cities because people in villages are more conservative and follow the old custom and tradition. Therefore, young people believe this is an obstacle to their personal freedom. In paragraph 2, the writer changes her style from cause and effect. She uses description to explain further the details, the reason why cities are becoming so crowded. The final part is the conclusion. So let's find out how the author concluded the essay. In conclusion, economic and cultural factors are the major causes of huge urban population. People will always move to areas which provide opportunity and to places which can give them the freedom they desire. The writer already summarizes the causes and effects on why cities become overcrowded. For a more organized and clearer information text, you may use the following transitional words. We have under description, we have another, described as, for example, in addition, in particular, to illustrate. For comparison and contrast, we have alike, also, as well as, although, but, just as, different from, in the same way, in comparison, however, likewise, nevertheless, whereas. Under problem and solution, we have a solution, as a result, because, consequently, however, since, so that, therefore. For cause and effect, you may use as a result, because of, consequently, due to, for this reason, if then, not only, that, so that, therefore, this led to, thus. After, before, finally, first, second, third, following, in conclusion, previously, preceding are the transitional words used for sequencing. So these are the different transitional words you may use to make the writing clearer. So let's make a recap of what we have discussed. What is writing technique? The style an author uses to convey his or her message in a manner that is effective and meaningful to the audience. What is an informative essay? Remember class, the acronym of the word inform to summarize what we have discussed. I include an opening paragraph to introduce the topic, and that is your introduction. N. Name facts in the body paragraph of your essay, that is the body. F. Follow the facts with supporting sentences. O. Organize your writing with transition words. R. Refer to the topic and include key vocabulary. And M. Make a closing paragraph that relates to the topic, and that is your conclusion. So remember the word inform so that you understand what is an informative essay. Remember again that in writing an informative text, you are like a news writer that you are only presenting the topic. You do not argue. So avoid biased words. Just present your topic by giving the details on 5 W's and H of the topic. Okay, class, before we end up everything, I want you to remember this. Writing as a skill is a journey. It entails a series that must be taken in order to form a well-written composition. Now, class, let us find out if you remember something or anything in the discussion that we had. So we have the evaluation part. You are going to answer this in a one-word sheet of paper, and you will submit your work or your answer sheet in the next module retrieval. Evaluation. Instruction for letter A. Select the best answer to each question by writing the letter of your choice in your answer sheet. Number 1 question. It is the most complex skill in communication. A. Listening. B. Reading. C. Speaking. D. Writing. Number 2. This writing technique gives information and straightforward facts regarding a topic. A. Analytical. B. Informative. C. Opinion. D. Persuasive. Number 3. This is where facts, statistics, statements, and other supporting details are included. A. Body. B. Conclusion. C. Introduction. D. Thesis statement. Number 4. It is the purpose of an informative text. A. To entertain. B. To educate. C. To narrate. D. To persuade. Number 5. In choosing a topic, it must be blank. A. Broad. B. Extensive. C. Narrow. D. Specific. Number 6. It is considered as the roadmap in an informative text. A. Body. B. Conclusion. C. Introduction. D. Thesis statement. Number 7. In informative writing, the following are considered evidence except for blank. A. Data. B. Facts. C. Opinion. D. Statistics. Number 8. The roadmap is usually found in the blank. A. Body. B. Conclusion. C. Introduction. D. Topic sentence. Number 9. Informative writing is sometimes called blank. A. Argumentative. B. Explanatory. C. Narrative. D. Persuasive. Number 10. This part summarizes and reiterates the thesis statement of an informative text. A. Body. B. Conclusion. C. Introduction. D. Thesis statement. Next activity, you have true or false. Write T if the statement is true and F if the statement is false. Number 1. Transitional devices are used in informative writing for smooth flow of information. True or false. 2. Unbiased information is needed in informative writing. Is it true or false? 3. The conclusion is the most significant component of an informative text. True or false? 4. In choosing a topic, reliable and credible sources are needed. True or false? And 5th, Only accurate and essential data are included in an informative text. Is it true or false? For your final activity, compose a 3-paragraph informative essay, maximum of 3 paragraphs. Choose a topic that interests you. Apply the informative writing techniques that we discussed. Thank you and good luck in answering the evaluation. Stay home, stay safe, and save life. Good day.